the WTO. Excuse me, that was my loud chair. So we typically do WTOs at the 15-minute mark, and for whatever reason, I was thinking today that it was 1:15, and I know it's 1 o'clock. So anyhow, I'm so sorry. We're just gonna go ahead and do our WTO at 1:15, but it is 1 o'clock. I don't know, my brain just kind of had a fart, and I apologize. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit in our chair, and I'm just gonna show you the proper, it was funny, I was preparing for the WTO, and I was like, oh. So the proper seated position when you're sitting in a chair is that you're going to put your shoulders back and lift your chest, and your back is nice and straight, and your tush is all the way to the very back of the chair. And that is a good thing to practice throughout the day, just with a couple breaths, because sometimes we find ourselves doing this, I do this, or slumping or leaning back too much, or so this is a really good way. And also, I had a little exercise plan. Just you guys can do tricep dips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the proper form. I typically do 3 sets of 8 whenever I do anything. That's just like a safe number. And I take my tush up off the chair, bend those elbows, walk those feet in front, and then of course I just dip. So you're going to want to feel this in your triceps. It is a tricep dip. And you do have chairs at home and couches at home. And don't do this with the rolling chair, because you guys already know that would be silly. So we're going to just do a few of those. And make sure to walk your hands in. Keep your elbows tight to the body. And you're just going to go do it like this. Little tricep dips. And you're going to start to feel a burn really quickly, because we don't ever work our triceps, at least I don't. Probably the weakest muscle in my body, very small muscle, but that'll get the blood flowing for you guys quickly, for sure. Oh my goodness, those are your triceps. Whew, okay. So the next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you, is I have the leg abduction. So what that is out to the side. So you're gonna go out to the side, just out to the side. And sometimes people feel like they're just lifting up their leg. It's a little more than that. You're actually working the side, the hip right here, and a little bit of the side glutes. I just like to stand up and do these. You don't always want to be getting down on all fours. Like sometimes you just don't really feel like going into the tabletop position to do donkey kicks or to do the fire hydrant move. And so it's always kind of a nice break from those moves when you can just get up and just really quickly do a few of these, just fast. Get the heart pumping, get the blood flowing, work those hips out a little bit, and then I'm going to switch sides. So you're here holding onto a chair, and you might find one side is a little different than the other, and there's nothing wrong with that. Totally normal. Our bodies aren't completely the same on both sides, and so one side might be a bit tighter, might be a bit weaker. Totally normal. So we're just going to do a few of those, and these are, again, nice for strengthening the hips, nice for strengthening the side glutes. Deep breath in, deep breath out, or breath in, breath out. And then I'm going to do the opposite after this. We also can do sweeping in. So sweeping in, doing a few of these, standing by your chair. And then we'll do some arms too. Toning of the arms in the middle of the day. Nice. Like you're gonna kick a soccer ball to the side. Kick, kick, kick. All right, and switch. Kick. Tight quads, tight hamstrings. Something that we definitely have from from sitting, kick. Kick something out of the way. You might notice that your core is involved too when you kick. Just boom, just boot it out of the way. Boom, kick, kick, and kick. And then hold on to that chair, tuck your tummy in, and you're just gonna lift your leg behind you and squeeze your glute and keep your hips nice and square. Just do little kicks, little tiny kicks. 8 is good. Switch. And we might need a little stretch. So go ahead, keep your knees nice and soft. Touch your toes if you can. Notice if your back feels a little too rounded, if your shoulders feel rounded, go ahead and straighten that out. Deep breath in and slowly roll up. And we have our little balance cheat here. Grab that leg and you're gonna stretch your quad. And then of course we'll do calves and hamstrings and hips. Those get very tight. Stretch those quads. And go ahead and switch. I hope you guys are enjoying the fall weather. I know the fall weather it's changed a lot these past couple days. Of course, you guys don't need the balance cheat if you don't want it. Go ahead and just balance out like this. And we'll go ahead and do some arms. So we can actually sit again, but we don't have to. You can step side to side in the middle of your day. There's no reason not to, but you can sit and do this. I just do arm circles. So shoulders are loose. If you guys want to kind of step side to side, keep your knees nice and soft, you're good. What's going to happen is you're going to develop a toned arms by doing this, and they're just little circles. You can concentrate on trying to make them bigger. You can keep them small and fast, like a hummingbird. You can imagine you're tightening up the bottoms of your arms there, and you're rolling your shoulders, which is really good. I don't know if you guys kickbox, but kickboxing is a really good way to tone your arms because you're using just air resistance and you're punching and you're using those arms and you're going to tighten up your arms if you do kickbox. I recommend kickboxing. Yeah, so kickboxing is amazing. You can just punch. The mistake people make is they don't put their body into it, but it's really fun to just do a few punches. Really fun. You're imagining you're punching something. You're really punching something. Go ahead and punch something. Feels silly, but it is amazing, and you will notice that you will tone up your side right here, and you will tone up your arms. You always want to step forward if you're punching like this. I do teach kickboxing, just a little component of kickboxing, one of my exercise classes that I teach, not for toppers, but I just recommend these little punches, and you might feel real strong, like, you do a little jab, cross, jab, you switch sides, you do a little jab, cross, jab. It's pretty fun. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead. So I went forward with my arm circles, toning up the arms here. And I am gonna go ahead and go backward with my arm circles now, backward. And remember, if this isn't enough of a workout for you guys, go ahead and do it, you don't have to completely follow me. Just take this as a guide, and anytime throughout your day, you want to do more than 3 sets of 8 or less, whatever you want to do, but this is just a very good exercise that sneaks up on you. It's like, you don't really feel it, but then all of a sudden you're like, wow, this is something, and it's also something that we don't do every day. So another thing that you guys can do that's not a common thing for people to do every day is lift up over their head, and you can kind of simulate doing an actual exercise with an actual exercise machine. And what you're going to find is your arms are going to get tired from doing this. So say you're sitting and you've just been sitting all day and your shoulders are starting to round, this is a great exercise to make sure that your shoulders don't develop that rounded kind of look from just being in that position often. So you want to lift over your head and you want to engage those muscles, and you don't have to do it using weights. You don't have to do it in the gym. You can just do it at home. And this is what I do for any kind of students that need kind of like almost exercise rehab. Like if they cannot lift weights over their head due to health reasons, I say you can still keep those muscles strong and toned. And there we go. And another great one is in and out. In and out. This will make you can actually see what's happening in my shoulders. They're working. They're definitely working. They're definitely getting stronger. My arms are definitely getting tighter. And I'm going to show you something very fun that we also do in our kickboxing routine. What I do is, well, it's choreography that I learned, but what I do is I take a right foot forward, pretend I'm grabbing something, and you guys really should grab like a pillow or something, grabbing something again, and I pivot my back foot, and I put it over, and then I throw it. So imagine like, okay, I have a pillow. This is a very light thing, and it's not really doing anything, or it's really not gonna make me stronger, I don't think, but it's fun. So you go like this, and then you just throw it down, and you pick it up again. You toss it over, and then you just throw it. And it's a fun movement, it's fun to do. Grab something, you toss it, and you throw it. You pick it back up. Grab it, toss it, throw it. You grab this thing, you toss this thing, you throw this thing. Woo, okay. So the next thing I'll show you is something that my dance teacher had me do. And I've done it with you guys before. You go ahead and put your elbows together. And go up and down. You want to try to do 30? That's a challenge. Remember, don't cross your feet when you're exercising in your chair. I almost crossed my feet. That's why I lectured myself for you. That's 10. That's 20. Whew, that's 30. Whew. Okay, stand on up. And now we're gonna do a little leg toning. So put your feet about shoulder width apart. You're gonna go like this, like you're gonna sit back in your chair, and then you're gonna lift, boom, lift, boom, lift, boom. I know I'm not supposed to really be working out with you guys, but this is just kind of fun. Why not? Why not do a few squat lifts? Because why not? It's a good exercise, and you get to practice your proper squat form, which is huge. So proper squat form is always what? It's always hips back, like you're gonna sit in a chair. All right, and then your chest is lifted. You're squatting like that, yeah? Perfect. And so the next thing here, guys, is we're gonna stretch our calf muscle. So you're gonna flex that foot, go forward, and you're just stretching it out. And then switching, flex that foot, go forward. Perfect. And feet, couple shoulder widths apart. Come down and stretch. And then stand up. And you're gonna bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. That's always fun. And then we're gonna sit back down and lift over our head one more time. Up you go, up. Breathing. Lifting your chest. And of course, well, I always think rotation is so important. So we're just gonna rotate our body. Rotate, 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 rotate. And we're good. Twist. You can grab the, try and see if you can rotate a bit more. It's always the goal, but as much as you can is good. Twist, twist, twist. Now, stretch. And stretch. Breathing. And one more thing, we are going to lift up. And one more. Perfect. And I'm gonna stand up here real fast for you guys. We have one more forward bend. This is kind of nice. Feet are shoulder width apart. We'll stand with knees nice and soft. Tongues tucked in tight. Lifting up above our heads and down to the floor. Let's bend our knees and then straighten. That will stretch out the calf muscles, those tight muscles. And we're going to roll up and cross one foot over. A little stretch here. And forward. And we can do it again. Little stretch. And forward. And that is it, you guys. Thank you so much.